Oh, what the fuck is up, folks? It is Monday morning, and I'm still waking up, having my morning coffee and everything. I was supposed to record this last night. Didn't fucking work out like that, though. So yeah, I don't know. It was just one of those things. We were supposed to have a guest, and he was like fucking just last minute. Like the dude was just, I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it. It was just really fucking, the situation ended up being weird. And I just didn't feel like it was going to be a productive situation for me, for the podcast. I don't know. Maybe not for him either. I don't know. I just don't really want to dwell on it too much because honestly, I don't really think the guy is like worth it. So we keep moving, folks. We're going to have a fucking morning coffee and we're going to do a podcast. You know why? I'll tell you why. Because that's what we do. Okay? It was like Friday. Some shit happened. We kept it going. Alright. Let's start this thing off right.
I'm so happy, oh, lucky me. I just go my way, living every day.
It was at this moment that Nathan knew. He fucked up.
Oh, good stuff. Okay. Let's do the UFC 211 recap real quick. One pick. First pick was right. Frankie Edgar defeated Yair Rodriguez round 2 at doctor stoppage, and it is the worst fucking black eye that I've ever seen in a fight. Like, end of round 1, it was fucking puffed to like almost couldn't see. Damian Maia defeats Jorge Masvidal via split decision. I had Jorge Masvidal. I said I picked him, but I could see Damian Maia getting the submission, and he definitely went for it. But it's like I said too, Jorge Masvidal loses a lot of split decisions for some reason. But he just, I don't know. I definitely don't see how he won this fight. So good job, Damian Maia. He's fighting for the welterweight title next. Joanna Jędrzejczyk defeated Jessica Andrade via unanimous decision. Best performance that Joanna has put on against an opponent that no matter what head kick, fucking anything came at her, she kept coming forward and throwing big shots. Now, I guess Rose Namajunas is going to fight Joanna Jędrzejczyk, and she's going to get ate the fuck up. Like, this Rose versus Joanna is not going to be, it's not even going to be like good, like fun to watch. I don't know. It probably will be to see what Joanna does, but Rose is not ready for that kind of fight yet. Okay, and Junior Dos Santos was defeated by Stipe Miocic via TKO first round. Some people said it was a knockout because Dos Santos did get knocked down and everything, but if they're not out cold and everything, it's TKO if the ref stops it. I said I could see Stipe getting this one for sure. So makes sense. Dos Santos, like the one thing that I had a feeling if he kept doing, because in the first fight he gets his back on the cage and he keeps his hands down and he just kind of like he tries to go to the side instead of just like circling out and getting his back off the cage. And he just keeps his chin wide open, like straight up in the air basically when he's like moving around up from the cage. And Stipe caught him. So, and there's a lot of talk now. People are like, well, is Stipe the best ever? Because he's about to, like, break the record for heavyweight defenses. Folks, think about it like this, okay? Cain Velasquez, the guy that a lot of people say is one of the best heavyweights ever. The record for heavyweight title defenses in UFC is 2. It's only been defended twice. So let's calm down. Let Stipe get a couple more fights and then we'll see where we're at. I'm just saying. God. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure I've done a podcast when I'm like still waking up, but Never this much. I did not get a lot of sleep last night. Not gonna lie to you folks. I don't know. I was also all caught up in Hannibal for a while. It's just such a good fucking show. Like, I'm still on season 1. I'm almost done it. But, like, I love so many fucking things about this show. One, I love how it goes into, like, the character of Hannibal so much more. In that one episode, we kind of, we see Hannibal, lonely, you know? We see him wondering what it would be like to have friends and, like, you know, I don't know. We see the human behind the mask. I don't know. I don't know if that was like Brian Fuller's idea, the producer and I believe writer of the show. But good stuff. I love it. And honestly, like, even the deaths in that show are so fucking creative, and it's just the imagery of it is so crazy. I don't know. Between the vocal cord cellos and the human totem poles, I don't know. I don't know how you can't not like the show, to be honest. And it's one of those things, a lot of people, I guess, because they hadn't seen Hannibal or anything like that, it definitely, okay, so I've never really been the guy who's had a show that I watch. You know what I mean? Like, I've never really, I don't know, just growing up, I was never like that. Actually, the first show I think I ever did was Sons of Anarchy. I, like, binge watched, like, the first 3 seasons. But then, I don't know, like, lately it's like fucking, I got Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, Into the Badlands, Hannibal, damn, what other ones? Oh, Vikings. Fuck, can't wait for that to come back. American Gods. Jesus fuck, that's too good of a show. But like, the more shows that I'm watching, that even some that are like on, that came from like regular TV and now the seasons are on Netflix. Okay, this whole debate where people are like, you know, Walking Dead's too gory. It's a cable television show. Like, you can't do stuff like this on cable TV. Well, I'm going to take it that you guys never watched Hannibal either. Because there's some shit on there that I'm looking and like, I was like, whoa, this was on cable. Like, it reminded, like, I just, like, it fucking occurred to me. I was like, this was on regular ass TV. But everybody was like, oh my God, I love Hannibal. He's so awesome. I don't know. It's kind of weird. And something I've noticed that's super fucking annoying, folks. I don't know. I hate it when people bring up, still bring up fucking the Glenn and Abraham scene from Walking Dead. They're like, it's like a torture show now. But then they go on to talk about how cool the fucking, in Game of Thrones, how cool it was when the mountain fucking crushed that dude's head. It's like, oh, whoa. So, getting hit with a fucking bat is too much for you. But watching a dude literally crush another man's head in his hands, that's all bueno. Okay, I got you. Like, I don't know. This shit's just weird, folks. I don't understand why, like, we like pick and choose that shit, you know? I think it'd be more, like, productive if we sat there and was like, oh, okay, well, like, this show does that, but this show, like, over here does the same shit almost. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like people don't realize how much, like, death and everything is very much can be a very artistic thing, you know? I think a lot of people just see it and they're like, you know, they forget that these people are characters. One, they forget that, you know, these actors that are playing the victims aren't actually dead. Like, they weren't actually gutted or whatever. And I think people forget that for some reason. Or maybe they just, like, they attach it to themselves for some personal reason. I don't know. But it's definitely, I don't know. I don't understand why, like, instead of, trying to see what these, like, artists making this show or making these films, art is supposed to make you uncomfortable. It's supposed to make you question things. And there's one of the biggest things that'll make you question life and yourself and your own limits is death, you know? And maybe it's also one of those things. There's something beautiful when death is presented in such an artistic way. You almost can't help but admire the vision behind it and the work behind it. You know what I mean? Like, okay, when I watch Hannibal, I'm not gonna like give it away and whatever, but like the fucking vocal cord cello thing, like, my immediate thing wasn't, oh, that's fucked up, or like, oh, what the fuck. I was like, oh shit. Because like there was like a whole like explanation kind of thing. Like, I don't know if it would really work. I'm not gonna fucking try and test it. But it's one of those things where, like, it's almost plausible, like, of how it could work, and then you see it executed in a way that you can't help but like stand back and admire it as if it was a masterpiece painting. Everyone's got their own masterpieces. I mean, it just depends on what your skills are and your field is. I don't know. Oh, coffee. Oh, I didn't plan the show notes properly, folks. We're just going to be winging it from here on out. Big stretch. Oh, okay. Been getting a lot of questions about Mr. Crane and everything again. As to when I'm going to release, like, the full short film. I'm hoping beginning of summer. Not like, not like mid-June. I don't know. I want to say like by the first weekend of July it'll be good and we'll be ready to fucking roll it out. But at the same time, I don't want to like put myself on a strict deadline with this, because I don't know, in a way I feel like when I put myself on a strict deadline, there's like added pressure, and I don't know, with this one, I want everything to be kind of like come naturally in a way. A few people have reached out, saying if I need help with music or whatever to do with it, they're down. I appreciate that a lot. It's fucking super dope that other people like check it out and they want to be involved with it. You know what I mean? The only thing is like fucking, you can't rely on other people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta fucking have a plan B regardless. So, I don't know. I know Naughty Beats hit me up, so we'll probably be doing some collaborative shit. I know that sounded super unenthusiastic, but I felt like I had like a burp coming up, but it didn't, so my bad. But yeah, I know Naughty Beats hit me up, and I'm a fan of his beats and everything. They're super dope. He actually sent me a couple of rough ones just from checking the teaser trailer and stuff, and musically it's perfect. You know what I mean? It's almost like he saw the trailer or some of the pictures, and he knew kind of like some of the scenes that were floating in my head, and even some of the beats. It was, I heard them and new scenes were coming and like kind of going through my head. There was one beat I thought I told him, like, in my head, I was kind of picturing almost like a Daredevil hallway fight scene, like Daredevil on Netflix, not the Ben Affleck one. But and it's dope because he knew what I meant. And yeah, I don't know. So we'll definitely be working on some shit. Um, Other than that, I don't know. I don't really want to be like, oh, like working with this person or that person because I don't know who is gonna stick around, who's not, and that shit. Like I don't know. It's super frustrating when people reach out and they want to be involved, but then they don't want to be involved, and I don't know. It's just fucking. I've dealt with that shit so much over the past few years of doing the channel. And I don't know. I just think I'm done with it. Like I want to do guests and everything for the podcast. But I don't really. I don't want to stress about it. I'm just gonna keep this shit rolling. If somebody reaches out and they want to, like, I'll put it out there and say, like, if anybody out there wants to like come on the podcast and talk about some shit, like whether you're a paranormal investigator, you want to come share some evidence or some stories, whether you're going through like the transition from like female to male, male to female, whatever it is, and you want to share your story so like people might be more aware of it, like of like certain things. I'm down, you know what I mean? But I'm not gonna fucking I'm not gonna like put shit aside to wait for those people because that shit like that throws my schedule off. And like you hooligans know how I feel about my schedule. Well, the schedule. It's not my schedule. It's one of those things. Usually you have a goal in mind. You have a path that you want to go on. And when you start relying too much on others to kind of, clear some of the things in that path or, keep you company on that path, you're going to waste time waiting around when you could have been moving forward. And I don't know. I got to keep doing that. I got a couple people that like maybe one day I'll be able to work up to and fucking, get an interview with them. But at the same time, who knows? Admittedly, there's some people who don't want to be on the podcast that have initially reached out, but then they give it some thought. And I don't know. It's one of those things when something is called "fuck a title show," and it just has "fuck" in there. Some people don't want to be involved in that because it's hard for them to push it out to their folks. Maybe they might have a younger audience or something than I do. So that I get it, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. If somebody having like the word fuck or saying the word fuck like offends you or makes you uncomfortable, then I don't know. I think you got to fucking reevaluate your shit. You know what I mean? I don't know. And at the same time, like if it's something little like that makes somebody not want to do the podcast, like I don't know what me and that person would be able to talk about. I think we'd just be debating of like intention versus like words, you know what I mean? Intention versus presentation, you could say. Because there's some people who could, they hear me swearing, they see the title of the show, and they'd probably have a opinion about it right away. You know what I mean? And it's one of those things where instead of looking at the intention behind the words, they take it for the presentation and they keep moving. And hey, like I'm not here to try and convince anybody of like otherwise, but I'm just saying, I think some people are focusing on intention or some people are focusing on presentation instead of intention. And like, some people I do understand, other people, I don't know. I've gotten some pretty like weird fucking reasons that I'm just like, all right, cool. Like, no worries. I got you. But what can you do? Got to keep it fucking going. It's so weird too. Cause like, I don't know if that registered, but I got Kaiju laying up on the bed and she's getting all comfy and shit. But, it's just weird when, I think some people will watch, it goes back to the whole fucking YouTube vlogger thing. Some people have only seen like fucking certain channels, so they think that's how all vlogs should be shot, and that's how all vlogs should look, and whatever, da 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 da. Some people will do the same thing with podcasts. They catch Joe Rogan or Fighter and the Kid or one of these bigger podcasts, and they think that's how they all are, when that's not how it is. And not to be the dick to like throw this out there, but like, I don't know, like everybody, like, I don't want to say everybody, but there are too many people nowadays that feel they're much more important than they are. Like, okay, I'm not going to put the person's name out there, but I had somebody reach out to be on the podcast, and all they did, like, I don't even know what they did, to be honest. Like, their Instagram was just them taking gym selfies, like flexing in the mirror, and like that was it. Like, there was nothing else. There was no like motivation behind any of it. There was like no like effort to like inspire others. It was just fucking posting gym selfies, and like the caption was like "Mr. Steal Your Girl" or whatever. The fuck, like, it's people, like some people like that. They're like, in their own heads, they feel they're just like super important, and they for some reason feel they should get paid for a podcast interview. When it's really, I don't want to do an interview. I want to have a conversation with somebody, and then we'll like, as we're like talking, that shit comes up. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's fucking, you take gyms, like if you're taking fucking gym selfies, and you're like lifting just randomly heavy weights, and that's beast mode. I don't know what I have to talk about with you, and I don't know why I would pay you to be on the podcast. It just doesn't make sense. And hey, like, I don't get paid to do this shit. Like, we're all on the same level. Well, some of us anyway. Like, I like the people that reach out and they just want to be part of it because they just like it. You know what I mean? They like the message about shit, and they just like the channel and whatever it is. You know what I mean? Those are the people that I like to work with, where it's just, we're equally like kind of like passionate or enthusiastic about like the creative outlets. Because that's when like things fucking come together and mesh, and like something beautiful is made. Because it's just you and this other person, like, that you have your weirdness, they have theirs, and you just come together on this one wavelength and like fucking cohabitate on it. And I don't know, to me, there's nothing more beautiful than that. So, I don't know. I have no idea, like, if this podcast is even going to be, like, worth listening to the full thing, folks. So, if it's not, then I'm sorry. But if it is, hope you enjoy. Okay. 9:11 a.m. I'm going to get out of here. Well, not out of here. I gotta finish this coffee, and I gotta jump in a shower and film a vlog. Busy day. Okay. Let's end it with this. Oh.